Hello, my name is Nell, and I have things to say about disability, chronic illness, and mental health. I live with all of these things in some very interesting ways, and here in my videos on my channel, I talk about them. I talk about them with complete openness, because I get a little sick of trying to be polite about things. If that sounds like something that interests you, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel. Come back every Wednesday when I upload new videos. Let me know what you think of my videos in the comments section, and if you know of somebody who would benefit from my videos, please feel free to share it with them. Please share my videos. I want more people to see these. Today I want to talk about something that I saw on a television show a while back that really concerned me. It was a woman who found out from doctors that she might not walk again, and she said, "No, this is not the end of my story. I will walk again." And so she worked really hard on therapy and she was able to walk again. The concern I had was that she equated disability with the end of her story. It upset me. For her, she was able to work at it and gain back her mobility, and that was great, but her statement was an accidental slap in the face to a lot of us who don't have that option. For so many of us who have acquired disabilities, which is a disability that you develop during your life as opposed to one that you were born with, who don't have an option, she was basically saying that if you develop a disability, it's the end of your life. It's the end of your story. That's it for you. There's nothing left. It's done. You're finished. It's a sad attitude to have, and I want to challenge it. Because disability isn't the end of your story. What it is the end of some chapters. You do need to finish some chapters. And that's heartbreaking. I had to finish the chapter on dancing, which hurt like a mofo because I thought I would do that for the rest of my life. I had to finish the chapter on academic study, which also hurt like a mofo because I thought I would do that for the rest of my life. I had to finish the chapter on tree climbing. Again, hurt like a mofo because I thought I would be an 80-year-old tree climber. You have to finish some chapters. It is the end of some chapters, but it's not the end of your story because there are so many other interesting chapters that are to come. Chapters that would not have been unlocked, that could not have been written if it wasn't for your disability. There are things that I am doing now that I would not have done if it were not for my disability journey. This YouTube channel, for one. I'm literally talking about disability and reaching out to people. I couldn't have done that without my disability journey. I'm doing advocacy, real-world advocacy. Couldn't have done that without my disability journey. I'm writing songs that are disability-specific with the hopes of recording and releasing them. I couldn't have done that without my disability journey. There are a lot of things that I am doing that are directly related to my disability journey, to my disability story, that I wouldn't have done if it were not for my disability. So as much as my disability was the end of certain chapters, it was also the beginning of me being able to write other ones. Every path we take in life is the ending of a chapter and the opening of a new one. Nothing is the end of your story. Not disability, not the end of a relationship, not abuse, not mental health, not sickness. Nothing is the end of your story. Even that woman saying that, oh, they told me I could never walk again, and I said that was not the end of my story, so I'm going to do physio. And okay, you can say I'm going to do physio and get my mobility back, but if she had done physio for a year and never gotten her mobility back, I hope she would know that even if she had stayed disabled, that's not the end of her story, and that she's not defeated and she's not a failure. I hope she knows that. I'm worried about that mentality. That's what I'm worried about. If somebody says, I'm going to work hard at this job, and somebody said, you probably won't succeed, but I said, that's not the end of my story. I hope they know that if the job doesn't work out, that's still not the end of their story. Disability is not the end of your story. There is so much more life to live. You can live a full life with disability. You don't need to conquer disability, get it in the rear window before you can get on with your life. Because there are a whole lot of us who live lives of disability, and our lives are still full. And our lives are still full of accomplishments and achievements and pride. Disability is not the end of your story. And if you are facing disability right now, if you're hearing from doctors that you are facing certain things in your life, please focus. By all means, focus on improving yourself. Focus on getting as well and as healthy and as whole as you can. However, if you get to a point where you are as whole as you possibly can and you are not as whole as you want to be, just know that it's not the end of your story. There is so much more that you can still do. That's all for this one. Thank you so much for watching. Bless.